Okay, this set of problems is on taking a whole number and dividing it by a fraction. Okay, there are different ways to do this kind of problem, and I think we'll have time in class to look at some different ways. Okay, but this is just kind of the standard way that we usually teach kids how to take a whole number divided by a fraction. Okay, think of it this way. If you have at least one fraction in a multiply or divide problem, just take the other number and make it into a fraction. Okay, and then if you have two fractions, you just use the trick for either multiplying or dividing fractions. Okay, so 6 divided by a half. Okay, if you look up here, rewrite both numbers as fractions first. Okay, 1/2 is already a fraction. To change 6 into a fraction, think of it as 6 over 1. Okay, any time you divide a number by 1, it's equal to the number you started with. Okay, so 6 divided by 1 is really the same thing as 6. Okay, I just rewrote it. Okay, so make sure they're both fractions. Okay, now one way to divide fractions, not the only way, is to keep change flip. Okay, keep the first fraction, 6 over 1, change divide to multiply, that's what the change part means, and then flip the second fraction, 2 over 1. Okay, we have 6 over 1 times 2 over 1. Okay, now that it's a multiply problem, okay, multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. Okay, 6 times 2 is 12, 1 times 1 is 1, and 12 divided by 1 is 12. Okay, so 6 divided by half is 12. Okay, 4 divided by 2/5. I will do this one together because I'll show you the shortcut on this. 4 divided by 2/5. Okay, change 4 to a fraction, 4 over 1. Rewrite it that way as 4 over 1 divided by 2/5. Okay, now make this into a multiplication problem. Okay, KCF, copy, change, flip. Okay, copy the first fraction, change divide to multiply, flip over the second fraction. Okay, so we have 4 over 1 times 5 over 2. Okay, now we could just multiply the tops and multiply the bottoms since we have a multiply problem. But notice on this particular problem, we can reduce the 4 and the 2. Okay, 2 goes into both of those evenly. 2 divides into both of those numbers evenly. So I can take 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, now I can multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. Okay, 2 times 5 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. 10 divided by 1 is equal to 10. Okay, why don't you guys try the next two problems? Then you can unpause the video and check them. Okay, the next one, 10 divided by 2/3. Okay, 10 is really 10 divided by 1 if you wanted to rewrite it that way. So 10 over 1 divided by 2/3. Okay, now change this to multiply, copy, change, flip. Okay, 10 over 1 times 3 over 2. Okay, before I multiply, I like this shortcut. You don't have to use it, but 10 and 2 both divide by 2. So I'm going to reduce now. 10 divided by 2 is 5. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, now multiply the tops and the bottoms. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 times 1 is 1. 15 divided by 1 is 15. Okay, the last one, 7 divided by 1/4. Okay, 7 is the same as 7 divided by 1. So I have 7 over 1 divided by 1/4. Okay, now I can change this to a multiplication problem. 7 over 1, keep, change, flip here. Keep, change, divide to multiply. Flip over 1 over 4 to be 4 over 1. Okay, multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. We get 28 over 1. Okay, that's 28 divided by 1, which is 28. Okay, these problems aren't exactly like you're going to see on Khan Academy, but you can use this idea to at least get you started. Okay, please make sure you let me know if you have any problems with it.